Welcome. We're going to do some exercises today for the feet to help strengthen the arch, strengthen the ankle, make the feet feel nice. So we're going to start by pushing the feet down into the floor and lifting up all 10 toes, and then slowly placing them back down on the floor from the pinky toe to the big toes. Then lift up all 5 toes on your left foot, and then see if you can push the big toe down towards the floor and lift it up, and lower the big toe and lift it up. You're pushing the foot into the floor, keeping the 4 baby toes up as the big toe goes up and down. And at first this could be a little bit tricky. So you can take your finger and use it to help move the toe. If you use your finger, try to add in a little bit of resistance so the toe is pushing against the finger and the finger is pushing against the toe, helping to strengthen the muscles in the toe and in the arch. So then when you finish with that foot, or for that, move over to the other side. So you're pushing the foot down, lifting up the 5 toes, and then trying to just move the big toe down towards the floor and pick it back up. This is like doing push-ups for your big toe. Lower and raise. You might find one foot's harder than the other. My left foot gives me a little trouble. So once again, you could use your pointer finger and help it. Trying to keep the baby toes lifted as you push the big toe down. Doing that a few times. And then rest, maybe take a breath. Then once again, lift the toes up, spread them right apart, and put them back down. Lift the toes on one foot, and this time we're going to try to isolate the baby toe. So trying to put the baby toe down on the floor and keeping the other toes up. Now the baby toe and the little toe next to it are connected a bit, so it's a little harder to isolate that baby toe by itself. So you might find the other toes are moving with it a little bit. But as best you can, try to push the baby toe down into the floor. Pushing the baby toe down into the floor helps to strengthen the ankle. Pushing the big toe down into the floor helps to strengthen the arch. And after doing that several times on one foot, switch to the other foot, pushing the foot down, lift up the 5 toes, and try to push that baby toe down into the floor. And then put all the toes down, take a breath in, and let it all out. Another thing that you can do is pull the toes down, kind of squeeze them and lengthen them at the same time. So you're kind of pulling the toes away from the foot, trying to lengthen them at the same time you're bending them. And you might hear some pops and some cracks, and that's okay. And then you can do it the other way too, pulling the toes back. You could also add some resistance if you want. You could try pushing your toes into your hand and your hand into your toes, creating some resistance, which will help strengthen the muscles. And the same way, the other way, pushing the toes down. So pushing the toes down. So I'm pushing the toes up into my hand and my hand into my toes. Another thing that feels nice is to pull the ball of a foot apart, making some space from the big toe to the pinky toes across the top of the foot. Maybe massaging the arch a little bit and rubbing the heel. And then moving over to the other side, to the other foot. Again, taking the toes, maybe doing it one by one at first, bending them forward, and then pulling them back. It's getting some movement through each of the toes. And maybe doing them all together and adding that resistance, pushing the toes into the hand and the hand into the toes, pushing them down away from you. And then pulling them back the other direction. And then work on pulling the toes apart gently, pulling the base of the toes apart, the ball of the foot, getting some space. Massaging the arch and the heel. And bring the feet back to the floor. And stand up. And you come to standing. Push the big toe down. And then feel the back of your foot. Push through the back heel, the outside heel. So you're wanting to try to push down the big toes and the outer edge of the heels, which will help to strengthen the arch, and then press down the pinky toe to help strengthen the ankle. So pushing down through the big toe and the baby toe and the outer edge of your heel as best you can.